What's up everybody, this is Hillbillies here, and welcome back to episode 54 of my Minecraft Let's Play series. Today, I've got a couple things to show you, because there were some comments on the last video, which thank you all. Once again, thank you so much for the great support on the Guardian video. I know the mushroom video didn't do as well, but you know, it's something that everybody can kind of, I guess, look up and do themselves and whatnot. But I want to mention one person. I'd like to thank Dylan Dietic. I don't know if that's how I pronounce your name. I apologize if I messed that up. But he mentioned to me in a comment, you know, I could add a lava blade, and I would, you know, I could AFK and get more drops and stuff that way instead of having to sit here and wait. And I was like, well, you know, that's a good idea. You know, I could AFK, but the problem for me is, you know, I like the idea of AFKing, but the lava was the problem for me. And like, if I put lava, I'd have to put it there, and then they might react weird to it. They might swim, and they might lose some of their drops, and I'd have to find a way to, you know, turn it on and off and set it up differently. And I was like, I don't really want to change how it looks. So I was like, I finally came up with a way. I decided to go with a crusher. Now, I came up with a couple of problems with that once. I needed, obviously, these 4 panels in the back are now all crushers, which is great. But the way to do that is I've set up these pressure plates here, which of course, you know, sends out the signal all the way down to here. Now, to activate, the problem with the crusher is I need it to stay on for a certain amount of time until they die, and then I need it to retract and stay open for a certain amount of time until all of the mobs that have just respawned have time to swim over and drop into the hole. Which, of course, you know, is going to be isn't the easiest to do, unless you have a hopper timer. So I went on and I checked Etho's videos for how to make a hopper timer, and this is it for any of you that would like to know how. I'll just give you, you know, I'll stand here, quick look. It's pretty simple. You just put items in here, and it transfers back and forth, and it makes the signal go. The problem with this, though, is, of course, you know, it's great. Yes, I could have a hopper timer, and it would turn on and turn off and turn on and turn off, but the only problem is, once I've turned it on, I have no way of turning it off again. Which came into the problem that, you know, if I'm AFKing, I can't, you know, step onto the pressure plate, kill them, and then it'll stop, and then it'll just keep going on its own. So what I've done is basically, when I'm not standing on the pressure plate, there's no signal going to here. So this redstone is on, and it's constantly putting force onto this piston here. And now the good thing is this redstone block doesn't activate this piston here, so it doesn't push back into it. So it's basically locked the system. Now when I stand on the pressure plate, if I have any redstone, I do have redstone on me. So let's say I'm standing on the pressure plate now. So I go over and I want to AFK. So I turn on the signal, and it turns off of this torch, which allows the other piston to start to push back into its place, basically unlocking the system. And as you can see, now items are being transferred. And once the items have fully transferred, it'll swap back over, and then the redstone signal will now be over here. So once again, I came into the problem that, well, once it transfers, well, isn't there always going to be power? So I needed to have a way that if the block ends up here when it's finished or ends up here when it's finished, doesn't matter. So that's why I added the locking system. As well as the fact that when this goes over, it would normally, if it's over here, let's say it gets turned off and the block is here, it would always be sending a signal through, and it would be constant. The pistons would always be extended, which wouldn't allow any mobs or anything to get in, and that's no good for me. So what I've done is basically added a system that when I am on the pressure plate, it pushes a block up. And now this redstone can now travel through this block and go into here. But if I am not standing on the redstone, the block goes down, and now that is no longer connected to that anymore. So once the power comes back, it's fine, which is good. I hope I'm explaining this okay and it's easy enough for you guys to follow. It is a pretty easy system. It's pretty much just these have to activate all at the same time, and they have to turn on for a certain amount of time, and they turn off for a certain amount of time. And as you can see, now that I've taken the piston out, it locks itself. Now I'll give you a better demonstration, as well as if you guys want to know, for Guardians, myself, I find that 52 blocks of cobblestone seems to work pretty good for what I need and for the amount of time. Now, to give you a proper example of how this looks, normally I'm standing here and the mobs are they're doing their thing right now, as you can tell. They're just kind of hopping up and down, doing their thing, and I'd normally go up, press the button, and I'd wait and wait and wait. Now I've changed the system so that I stand on the pressure plate. I've decided to go and get myself a coffee, so I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds. You'll see it crushes and crushes and crushes. I forget the exact number of seconds. It's around 15 or 18 seconds. It takes about that 1 second for one heart. And as you can see, it is still extended for momentarily. And now it unlocks. I'm still standing on the pressure plate. I haven't even moved. It unlocks. All the new mobs that have just finished spawning in now drop in. I don't leave my position. As you can see, the redstone's still always on. And after another 15 or so seconds, enough time for, 10 or 15 more guardians to spawn in, they hop down. And as you can see, depending on what they're doing, occasionally, very rarely, like this is the second time it's happened to me all morning, very rarely they will get pushed back up into the air, which is why I changed these blocks here to solid blocks there, just to make sure they wouldn't jump up as much. But most of the time they really do just get crushed, which is great because I've been sitting here all morning while I was working on one of my ceilings, and I've gotten all of this now without having to actually be here. So once again, thank you, Dylan, for the suggesting, to add some sort of like an optional version to make it XP or not, which is I'm really happy with now that this is the setup I came up with. Kind of taking your idea and changed certain things around, and adding the timer really helps. So if you guys are ever wanting to do the system, I suggest this is kind of a good way, because you don't have to mess around with dangerous lava. It is, you can also make it so that this is not a piston. There's also hopper clocks that don't run with pistons, so they're silent, but I'm far enough away that I don't hear it. Plus I have to listen to this piston anyway, so it doesn't bother me that much, and I'm only using it for AFK, which is good. But that's not completely what I wanted to work on. I at least wanted to show you that stuff today, because I had said that I was going to be working on a couple of things, and then I did the mushroom episode, and today what I want to do is finish up this room here. You can see I've kind of designed it a little bit more. The reason for this is I just want to have it kind of looking the same when I come into here, and I like the look of this. So I'm going to try and make this pattern here, this section, I would like to put it, on that side and this side and there, on both edges like that, so that this door eventually is actually going to be a way to access this area from up above. Because right now I don't actually have a way to access it other than going through my minecart system or the subways, which is no good, because if you're running far away, or you're in another section of the map, like if I'm already here but I'm above ground, I need a way to be able to get into here. So I'm going to make this an easy path to get up top. But for now, what I planned is I'm going to work on this a bit today. And like I said, the idea is that I want to copy the system that I already have here. So I've gotten a whole bunch of all stuff that I would ever need, and I'm going to kind of copy this pattern in, because on the right hand side I'm going to have the brewing station, and on the left hand side I'm going to have the enchantment station. And the reason I'm making it bigger and I'm giving myself room, you can see I've also made, so that the wall starts here, but there will be a space of 3 blocks in between these walls, which gives me the ability to hide redstone and stuff behind it, because I want to have it automatic if possible, or semi-automatic would be, I'd be happy with, but fully automatic would be amazing for a brewing room. And for the enchantment room, I would like to have levers so that I can turn, the different levels. Like if I only have 10 levels, well, I only want to get level 10 enchantments, so then I'll just flick the switch and turn it off, and I can, I can have 15 books, and then I can have 10 books, and then I can have 5, and I'll set it up to a whole bunch of pistons and just the levers, and that should also be kind of simple. So I'm hoping that my plan right now, if I can just build out these walls, I'll work on that, guys. I'm going to build like one wall on each side just to match up and make it match the outside there, and it'll give me more room to work in. I'm going to build that up, and then this floor, I'll have to come back and, discuss it with you guys, because I don't want to make it, this wide the whole way. I'm probably going to go and maybe drop down a level, because the reason is, like I said, I had to raise it up because of the fact that this area here for the subway is actually going to interfere with the floor, so I raised it up enough so that the new blocks won't interfere. There'll actually be half a block gap, which is good. I'll be able to build and everything up here, but the tunnel ends right here. Like this, this block is not getting changed. It's going to be some sort of decorative block most likely. So if I come over here and I drop down a level is kind of the plan. I think it would look nice as well to have it kind of, raised up in the center and then you go down on both sides again. I think it would change the room look a little bit. So I'm going to start working on that, guys. Like I said, I'm going to copy the outside and put one there, there, and two more there. As well as, once that's done, I can match up the floor, and I'm going to drop the floor half a block again on the sides and see how that turns out, and hopefully it looks okay. And if it does, then I can start designing a nice area for me to walk up to and walk into like an enchantment room and a brewing station. But I'll come back before I finish any of that stuff. I'm just going to do the main walls for now. So I've been here for a while, guys, and as you can see, it's actually been pretty good. I've gotten like loads and loads and loads and loads of loot, more than I'd ever need, and it's just from basically standing there, so it's been very, very worth it. As well as the fact that I fixed up this room, and also I changed out this clay here because I noticed that I'd actually made a mistake in bringing that purple, it's actually blue clay and this is light blue, but I put this instead. I find it matches better with the rest of it. So I left that like that, and the entrance to the room, as you can see, it goes up like I said it would, and then it goes up one more block, and I've kind of made this small pattern into it, and then it drops down on each side with a 3-wide platform to kind of direct you into where was going to be the room. As well as the ceiling here, I've raised it with these half slabs and then put the andesite in it. And I'm going to try that on the same side here, so I'm going to work on that as well as try and change that little piece there to probably the same as there. And I need to take down this wall for the brewing stand and make it automatic, and the enchantment room over here, so I'm going to work on those two things. The enchantment room will probably just be like you just walk in and it's probably the same height as your head or whatever, and maybe a dispenser or two, something like that. And for this, there may be some sort of design like this, but with brewing, brewing stands on every row, with one that kind of leads into the next, into the next, into the next, if possible, to make it automatic. Or it's just going to be that this one holds the first step, this is the second step, and this is the third step, with chests running into each of them. So I'm going to work on that for a while, and hopefully it'll be done by the time I'm finished doing that kind of stuff. And maybe I'll build a bedroom later too after, in this place here. Alright everybody, we're ready to see it. I've been at it for quite a while now, and this is the result. And actually I'm really, really happy with it right now. I basically, I just copied the pattern. I decided that I didn't want to have a wall of an enchantment room and a wall of a brewing room. So what I did is I capped off the wall here, and then I made a doorway so that I can go into each of the rooms. The enchantment room is done, and I'll show you that in a second, and the brewing room is almost done, but I'm going to show you that too. So I basically copied this pattern that I had originally in the hallway, which is just going up a block and using the half slabs, and I think it looks really nice. And even though it's all white here, I think the fact that I have the andesite and it has like little speckles in it, it kind of changes up the tone a little bit, and it looks pretty good. I like it. And of course I had to add this is blue stained clay, even though it looks purple, and that's the light blue clay. But I used that as a border. I think it stands out really nicely, and it matches well with the stairs that are there, as well as, of course, these doorways are all the darker of the clay as well. Because I find that with all the light set up and everything and all the different colors, this looks more gray now than it did like out in this room. Like the color I find is, it doesn't look the same anymore. It's strange, but it looks good for me. I'm happy with it. You guys can, let me know what you think. I haven't worked on this bedroom yet here either. I'm kind of thinking though, because I want to have, one section that's a bedroom and the other section that has to be like, go up to the surface. So I might do some sort of thing where if you come out here, kind of the same thing out there, if you turn right, it'll be like just a bed and maybe a chest and an enchantment table, or a crafting table. And the other way will just like lead up to the surface with a nice staircase or something. So I don't want to go crazy fancy with this. Just something small works for me. Which is kind of like the enchantment room here. You can see it's very tiny, but I used all white again to make the room look bigger. I didn't make it automatic because, not automatic. I didn't make it optional, like, if I want 10 levels or 5 or 15, or because I realized that now with this farm, it's actually really, really easy to get levels. The Guardians give you a lot of experience, as well as the fact that, like, the enchantments are so easy now. If you have level 30, it doesn't actually cost you 30 levels, so that's really, really nice. So that room was pretty much done, and I'm happy with it. Like I said, just a chest on each side for whatever I need. and hidden lights to make it nice and bright in here. Now the brewing room, like I said, I haven't finished that yet, but this is the basic layout of it. Pretty simple. I'm thinking that these stone blocks here are going to become the nether brick stairs, just to make it feel more open to the brewing stands behind each one. Now this left side is going to be for harming, the right side is going to be poison. The reason for that is because both of these first ones are awkward potions, and then the next one will be poison potions, and of course, the poison only needs to be turned into a splash potion. And then this side needs to be turned into a harming potion after it's been turned into a poison potion, and then turned into a splash potion. So I'm going to use this extra slot here for turning for this side, for the harming, and then this empty space will be the infinite water source, and I think this back wall will probably be regular chest, lock chest, regular chest, and same thing on the bottom, just so that I can put all of the ingredients in, like gunpowder, nether wart, there's that spider eye, and the fermented spider eye is another one, and I need, extra sugar and stuff like that to have on me at all times. And of course I'm going to put, the idea is that this is going to be the doorway to access to go behind, because it's, when you walk in, you pretty much don't see it, so I won't mind having a door or just open right there. And then this area here is going to be for chests. I'm going to put another pillar of quartz there on both sides, of course. I actually just only realized that now. I had to go make another run, but I went to the nether for a while and I got all that stuff. Now what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm not going to make it automatic anymore, for the reason that I'm just going to take the potions out and just keep swapping areas maybe, or I might, but I'll have to figure out how it works really once I've gotten it all set up. But I need to make this room pretty big, because I need to have hoppers on top, and then chests and hoppers and chests again, and out here as well. So I need to make this room a little bigger, so I'll be working at this for a little while, but hopefully when I come back I'll have made a lot of progress, if not finish the room, and then I can go and do the final touches and work on that back room and the exit up to the surface. Alright everybody, so I finally did it. It's been many hours now. Well, one of the first changes obviously is I added stairs here, just because it's more convenient than hopping. I know it kind of changes the look, but I've kind of gotten used to it more, and it's, it's a clean color, so it matches alright with the rest of it. It's, not what I'd really like, but there's no, like, half slabs of these or anything like that I can use, so it's kind of unfortunate. Now, you guys obviously have already seen this room, and you've seen the enchantment room, but you haven't seen the brewing room, and here it is. You know what? I'm actually really happy with this one. I've really enjoyed this entire build in general. Like I'm finally I spend a lot more time looking and messing around with blocks and trying different options and hoping that I can get something like amazing out of it. And this is what kind of the result in the end, and this is what I'm happy with. I'm no, incredible builder, obviously that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just, I'm happy with how I've improved over time, and it takes more building, and this is a lot of fun. So basically, what I did, chests here, just so that I could have access. These are going to be like extra water bottles, because they're going to take a lot of room, basically. And of course, like I said, I have all of the brewing stands set up like this. And now the cool thing is, from here it looks like it's all closed in. Like, you can obviously see the chest, of course, and the hoppers. It's hard to avoid. You can't really do anything about that. But it's all set up. They've got each their own little alcove now, and I did the same, I tried to keep with the same theme that I had before in the other rooms, and just keep, the same colors and the same general design, so that it didn't look too weird, like randomly changing. So I did that, and these walls back here, I left all dark purple for the reason that when you look through here, it looks like it's all closed in, when in reality it's actually, there's a space in it I can walk by. And I did this like this. I didn't make it automatic, just for the reason, because each one of these is going to be able to take 3 bottles at a time, and like normally I'd put 3 water bottles in something and then I'd have to take them out and change them, but this one is for each step, so it's going to be a lot easier if I just fill, like, this one is just water bottles, this one is just awkward potions, this one is the poison or whatever, and it works like that. So this will be for, actually no, sorry, this is for the water bottles, that's for the ingredients. That's my bad, because everything, it's backwards there. But yeah, this is the end result here, because I got like these chests too, so these are for the ingredients required. So let's see, there's going to be nether wart, there's going to be gunpowder, there is the spider eye, the fermented spider eye, and if I want to extend signals or anything like that, I can use others. But this is a good way that I found it. I set it up, and it seems clean. It's organized. I like how everything is right there for me. I made the rooms big enough too so that I can kind of, walk around and access everything. I like how everything is it's symmetrical. It flows nice into each other. So I'm quite happy with this, but I want to get your guys' feedback. I'd really like to know what you guys think of this whole build. You guys have been very patient and waiting for it. I do apologize about the time, and I apologize that this video will be a day late. But I've just been trying to, I may be late, but I'm trying to, in exchange, make up for that by making, a better designs and spend more time on stuff. But I would like to, keep up with things. But I also do have real life stuff that I have to do. Like I've been working on my house a lot, and I've been doing a lot of renovations. So I've been really, really busy with that. If I start tearing down a wall, I'm pretty much busy for the rest of the day because I have to finish it. I can't have a wall, with no insulation or anything when it's, minus 10 or minus 15 out and snowing. So that takes up a lot of my time too. But I really, really like making the videos, and I'm going to try and keep up on my time. And of course, back here, you guys, I have not done anything yet. Just because it's taken me really all day to go back. I've been running back and forth to the nether so many times for the quartz. I've gone back and go, oh yeah, I'm missing 3 stairs. So I go back and I get more quartz, and I come back and I go, oh, I'm missing some half slabs, and I go back and I get more half slabs, and I need to go and I keep missing clay, and I had to go get clay, and I did so much running around. But I really hope that you guys enjoy this. I'm really happy with this. I like how it looks. I'm going to be using it a lot whenever I need to come and enchant. It's probably a little excessive, but it's just, I need to be able to, enjoy the stuff that's in the world, and it's going to be a lot of fun to just run around and run through the areas, and it gives me a reason to be here now, and to use all the different rooms when I make them nicer. If you're going to be at them a lot, you might as well enjoy what you think of them. So this is pretty much the final result of it, guys. I will, on my own time, I'm going to work on this back bedroom area here, because I don't want to put anything too crazy. I have no need for a real room like the other ones. I like having, a setup like that for the brewing and for the enchantment, because they're very necessary. I need the room to be able to set up the brewing stands, and I need to be able to put the chests, and I need to have room for that kind of stuff, and it's one of those main features that people are going to be seeing it often if I come into here and I do brewing or enchanting while I'm in this area. But something like going to sleep the night away, I'm not too worried about that. So if I make a small little room with just a bed and a chest or something, that would be perfectly fine with me. I think that would be alright, because it's not really associated too much with this. It's more just to pass the time. But I do want to make, a pretty decently nice staircase that goes from here and up, probably in that direction, depending on where I can set it up. Because my idea for this is really that where the top of this area is, let me see if I can actually get over here. You can see it's all just square around. So obviously I want to build a bridge over across the top, maybe just so I can go around it. I got to fix up the area around it to make it look more natural again, because I've done all this work. It's kind of changed it, and that something has been done and built there. So I want to add more grass again. I want to fix the mountains up a little bit nicer. So I want to have a little hut, and the little hut will be basically an access way into this area. Now, I don't know if I'm going to build stairs, or if I'll have stairs on both sides and maybe a minecart running down the center. So you can run down the stairs, or you can take the minecart if you want, and I'll set up the the automatic system so that it kicks you out, and you can just hit it and it puts itself away and everything. So I might work on something like that. I'll probably be doing that, like I said, on my own time. I'm not sure when this part will be finished, because I do have lots of other things I want to get done. Obviously, one of the big things too for this is the tunnel. Just to get to here, obviously, is still blank. It's prepared though, I've dug it all out, and it's been ready for a while. And this is the one that I think I want to put with leaves, and I want to have some nice lights. And now that I can, I can have a whole bunch of these lights, I'll probably just AFK for a while, go work on some other stuff. And I'll try and gather some more lights and materials so I can start building the tunnel. I'd say I want to have, for example, maybe dark oak logs, and have, the stairs, oak stairs at the bottom, or spruce stairs at the bottom, with some leaves in the wall or leaves in the ceiling with lights hidden behind them. I want to make it look like a natural tunnel, but I also, at the same time, I want to be able to match it up into here, which is why I want to kind of use a lot of leaves and everything. How do I put it? Everything natural, because this is all the nice natural greens. I want to see if I can make it match up to kind of into this, so it's not such a sudden change. If I suddenly made if this was entirely quartz, it would look weird. So if I can try and match it up, make it nice, make a nice tunnel, I think it'll really add something to it, and it's gonna hide the floor that's up there. But so far, guys, I think this is it for now. I'm gonna probably end the video here. Once again, just take you through a tour. I'm really happy with how this turned out at the end. It's taken a long time. Like, it took a long time to get this to this point, and it took a long time to build all this, mine it out, planning and everything, but I'm really happy with it. It's one of the builds that I'm going to be using a lot for my experience, and obviously now I don't have to run constantly back to go and enchant every time. I can just come in here, and it makes my life easier, makes things quicker so that I can, get more work done, more things, more videos and everything up for you guys. So once again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please feel free to comment down below. Let me know what you think, if you like it, if you don't like it, if there's things I should change, little suggestions here and there. Let me know. Anything at all. If you just want to say hi, say hi. So thank you guys again so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.